Nixie will not tread on land in daylight. However, being near the shoreline is still dangerous. If you leave the center of the island, remain cautious.
I feel like you just fucked with them. That's the reason why you said that. Anytime when somebody says that line, I feel like somebody just did something. It's like, be cautious, and it was like they fucked with it like right before.
If you would just let him follow behind us, he would be alive.
Millie, don't push it. Motherfucking guy gonna beat the shit out of you. I nod loud to feel on. Beside me, Margaret releases a sigh.
Alright.
You good, girl? You good? You good?
Nothing is right. It will never get any better.
Who's it? Take a step back and keep my voice low.
I was worried.
Well, there certainly is a lot to be worried about.
Yeah, okay, girl. I'm worried about you. I can tell that she does not appreciate my concern, but that's only to be expected. I've seen people react to grief and death in dozens of different ways, and she has every reason to be upset sitting on an island surrounded by a lake that breeds death.
I promise I will do everything I can to make sure you survive through the next night. So...
She's gonna burst.
That's not the problem.
Her words begin strong, but falter as often. She cares about the other person. I can only watch her without the slightest idea what to do. Marget sits atop a large mass of roots and covers her face with her hands. Guys, remember we watch it because we're not near the middle of the island. Alright, I step over to her and kneel down so that I can be at eye level again.
Margaret?
Look at me, please, Margaret girl. She twists her body away from me. Margaret, I need you to talk to me.
I will not leave you.
Margaret huffs, looking my way again, only to properly glare.
Do you even know why I came out here? It wasn't as though I had anywhere important to be.
Then why?
Then... why?
Tell me.
Why would you risk this journey?
Surely you already know the heart of my distress. Haven't you ever considered what you would do if you weren't able to be a guard?
No, I'm sorry. Cause I never really thought about myself not being a guard. I pushed for being a guard really hard. I didn't think about the other side not even happening. I think that's sort of what got me here. No, what's up? She makes a good point. Makes a point too good to dismiss, and I inwardly flinch when I consider it.
Yes. I originally
Don't lie to her.
this path not because I wished to protect others, but because I was concerned for my own self.
I don't blame you. If I had your coordination and ability, I would have learned to fight as well. As it stands, I cannot change what I am.
I don't believe that. I think we all can change who we are anytime if we want to.
The settlement I come from is small, barely staving off collapse, really. The same as your town. You don't have to tell me which it is. They are all that way.
You're pretty damn right. My town has gone through some shit.
My only real skill is the knowledge I've worked so hard to obtain. But, of course, a tiny village full of starving hunter-gatherers doesn't have much use for someone well-versed in history or management theories.
You're right, but you have a place in this world. You do. Don't tell me you didn't come out here on a suicide run, obviously, because you had the guide, at least. So we know you're not doing a suicide run.
Even if there are positions that require such knowledge, they are always given to those who are far older than myself.
Who says you can't be the different one?
So what am I supposed to do? Continue to barely survive by being one of many seamstresses? Keep being pushed around by any person more powerful or with higher social connections?
Listen to me, girl. Listen, you got this. You got this. I understand a lot of people do it with older, rely on older people and that and things as such. Literally at this point, if you want, you can be with me. You can be with me and Bemelle, all right? We need someone who's smart and a tactician, history. If you know history, tactician sort of goes with it too. But we need you, okay? We need you, girl. We need you to not, we need you with us. Don't do this.
Leaving there would only take me back to the same position. It won't ever change that way.
She drops her head in her hands and sobs. My heart aches as I kneel beside her, watching her shudder form. Her shuddering form. I feel helpless, but what can I do? These problems are much different from what I have dealt with, I'm going to go ahead and save. Eventually, Margaret seems to pull herself together.
No, I was tired of accepting those options. Sinlos was my only chance. Only now do I realize how ridiculous a notion that is. Anyone who comes to this lake with a sense of hope will surely have it crushed.
What are you talking about? We could still get there. It's only been one night, and no one's died. No one died, and for what we know, the other guy on the lake didn't die either. As much as the guide wants to say it, I don't believe a random, he just died in thin air. Just because he's alone doesn't mean he doesn't know, he can't make it. You know? I have faith in general that. The hope is still here. It's hard to keep hope in the middle of the fight, I know. But we still got this.
Are you saying you wanted to become a guide?
Oh.
Yes. Laugh at my ambition if you wish.
Oh, that's cool.
People may fear the current guide and may even blame him for the people he cannot save. But at least he has respect.
Yo.
Not only that, the heads of the area give him enough support to live a comfortable life.
That's true. If you want to become a guide, you still can. Someone has to do the job. That's not the way, of course, you want to hear it. That's the way a lot of people are gonna put it. The way I would put it is, the guide is obviously smart. Definitely. So you definitely could do this. Trust me.
From all I'd gathered about the lake, being strong or good with a weapon didn't matter a lick. The most important qualities for a guide were being observant and shrewd, and being able to look past the struggles of someone else.
See, the thing about the guide thing is, at the end of the day, depending on what this one's dealt with, because he probably didn't have any studying like you did, he probably dealt with it on a more first-hand notice, which probably got him to more of a to himself secluded sort of personality and mindset instead of that, because he doesn't want to feel lost again. He doesn't want to be responsible for the death of someone else, which I get.
And how wrong I was.
What are you talking about? Her voice rises.
I haven't the slightest ability to deal with sinking bridges and confrontations with those horrible monsters.
What are you talking about?
And even though I thought I'd lost all ability to care about the troubles of others, I still feel awful about what happened earlier.
You can.
I haven't a chance of making it as a guide.
You
Which
can.
means I have no hope anywhere.
You can make it as a guy. Fuck, you can do anything. Trust me. Believe me, okay? Do not think you don't have hope anywhere. You have hope. It's hard to get back, trust me, I know. She covers her face once more and resumes her crying. Hesitantly, I reach out and place my hand on her shoulder. Surprisingly, she doesn't shake it off. We sit quietly like that for several moments.
You don't have to be a guide. Once this is over, you never have to come back here. There has to be something else out there for you.
Watch
If
your wording.
something does not yet exist, then we can create it ourselves.
Boom! I love you. There we go. You use the right words. That's the hardest thing to do when it comes down to every situation, is the wording, the wordplay. How are you going to word it? Because if you word just the one thing wrong, it can fuck it up. Especially when you're in like a sad state like she is, or like, because when you lose hope, she's nearly close to suicide. I'm not gonna lie, from like a personal standpoint, and also for me coming like from a place of having no hope and ending up in that state, you really have to word it correctly, because otherwise you can lose a person. You can lose yourself. You lose anything really, because the right words are very hard to get out. And there has to be a specific word for it to work on like a person and give the most, I guess, emotional impact towards them to keep going. And it's very easy to say the wrong ones and make them go even deeper into the place that they're at, into the darkness, basically, is the way I would word it. I'm gonna stop talking like this before I get way too into it, and we're gonna continue just for a little bit longer, and then we're getting it off. Margaret, Charles a bit.
What a silly idea.
What are you talking about? I did it. I did it. The fuck? Who said our girl can be a guard? You see me right here, right? I did it. Goddamn.
But if I did have to choose between returning to the normal world or staying here, I'd rather go back home.
Yeah, I don't blame you on that one, but I'm saying back home and shit, or just anywhere. We can go anywhere on the world. We can create you a goddamn place. Anywhere. The world is vast. And you've only seen probably a quarter of it. Not even a quarter. Probably around a 64th. 1/64th of the world. Trust me, you got a place out there. I squeeze her shoulder, and she at last looks up at me. The tears gone from her eyes.
Thank you for sharing this with me.
Thank you for listening. You
No
have
problem.
an unexpectedly soft heart.
I might be a guard, goddammit, but I'm sweet, alright? I can't help it. Okay? You know, I have to... There has to be something down there for me to want to help everybody. Goddamn. It's not just a rib cage and nothing in it. She must have noticed the slight twinge in my face.
That isn't a bad thing, Kika.
I'm sorry, I know, but I like to keep a no emotion look. It's hard, man. But you know, okay, it's hard not to think that, you know, it's good to be a robot. I look away, eyes towards the ground.
I know it can hurt to care, but it also lets you lessen the pain of others. I think it would be much better if everyone cared a little bit more, rather than less.
I agree with you there. I feel tears forming in my eyes now as I smile back at Margaret. God damn it, I don't want to cry.
Thank you.
No, I'm not crying. I'm sweating from my eyes. Margaret returns my look. I take a seat on the roots beside her, and for a time we sit in silence, simply being there for one another. Oh God. Eventually I turn towards her.
Perhaps we should go check how everything is on the island.
Okay, good. Oh, I thought I was gonna be like, oh my God, look, Nixie's in the water. Margaret nods.
That seems like a fair thing to do. We can't keep sitting here forever, unfortunately. I'll come with you.
Exactly. Come on, big girl.
Are you sure you'll be alright without your glasses? There are a lot of places to catch your foot or dress on.
Margaret laughs slightly.
I'm sure I'll be fine.
Okay, girl. I'm making sure. I offer her my arm. Why not? She sighs softly and chides me teasingly.
Really? You are too much.
I'm a guard, after all. She then accepts. You said you were gonna walk with me anyways. Together we head towards the interior of the island. Margaret and I head through the wooded part of the island. There isn't anything that could be called a path, but we managed to pick our way through the bush quite well. Through a thinner strand of trees, we briefly catch sight of the guide standing on one of the beaches. He seems fine, but even though I'm sure he turned his head toward me, he makes no show of acknowledging us. We move on and eventually find Bemelle in a jacket clearing, leaning against the tree. He's already noticed us and is looking our way, smiling. As we approach, I pick up on the sadness behind his jovial expression.
How are you faring? Any problems?
We're fine. Oh yeah, I'm ending it off here. Jesus Christ. I meant to end it off right after we had a scene, but I was hoping it was all good. I didn't want to... I was going to see if there was any action. Not going to lie here. I was thinking of ending it on another cliffhanger. But we're not going to do that. Because there isn't a cliffhanger right here. There probably is. Well, technically there is, because it's about to be nighttime and we're out to try to go across the bridge again. Alright, but we're going to go ahead and end it here after we had that warming conversation and I went into my past and talked about some dark things and talked about some things. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed this video. If you did, click that like button. If you guys are new to the channel, click that subscribe button to immediately in another one of my videos. If you guys wish to be notified when I upload, click that notification bell so you guys be notified in your email and on YouTube when I upload. And if you guys wish to help me grow the Ocean Militia, Hamie gang, or whatever, share this video with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, Snapchat, Instagram, or wherever. And I will catch you Hamies next LowTide.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, raw, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, rat, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, raw, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, beans,